What is the difference between fact and truth? What the mind presents to you is either an imagination or a fact. That which powers the mind to present anything to you is the truth. For the being, the living being, obviously it is better to live in facts. But doesn't matter whether you live in fact or you comfort yourself with imaginations. The source of both imagination and fact is the truth. That is from where everything arises. That is from where even the dreams arise. That is from where even fancies and hallucinations arise. So, truth is not another rung of the ladder. That there is this, and then there is the truth. As if there is a point where there is no truth. Truth is the source of everything. Even the greatest misunderstanding is caused by the truth. Even the worst ignorance is caused by the truth. Truth is the engine of everything. So don't ask for the truth. You are already in the truth. You are not going to discover truth. Yeah, you may discover facts, and that's what you must do. That's human. That's science. That's our effort and endeavor to know the facts, which is all right, good. But you do not go to find the truth. There is truth in every bit of action that you are doing, in every cell of your body, even in the most debauched thought that arises to you. Truth is there. What is there is truth. There is nothing but the truth. So the question, how do I learn the truth? Were truth not there, where would this question come from? Even this question is arising from the truth. Or what do you think? This question is arising from some part of your special ego? And who powers that ego? Look at the arrogance when you say that I want to know the truth. As if you will find the truth. The truth is the ground on which you are standing. How will... You can't even utter a single word without the truth. You can't stand to ask a question if the ground of truth is not there. So you concern yourself with facts. Forget about the truth. You are in the truth. Remember Kabir? Pani mein meen pyasi, sun sun aave mohe hasi. You are in the truth. Pani mein meen pyasi. You are in it. So forget thinking about it. You concern yourself with the facts. And if you are honestly going into the facts, really honestly, that is sufficient. Honesty is sufficient. That does not mean honesty will do anything special. You were in the truth and you will remain in the truth. Even the most dishonest person is in the truth. It's just that the mind that knows immersion will be quieter. That is the only benefit. The mind talks the language of profit. That is the only profit. All the profit is to the mind. There is nothing that really changes when you know the truth. Nothing really changes. You are sitting on the third floor and you come to know that this is the third floor. What has changed? What has changed? Has anything really changed? It's just that your mind might be a little more peaceful now. You are in the ocean, you just know that you are in the ocean. Nothing has changed. You were in the ocean, you are in the ocean, you will remain in the ocean. And facts are beautiful because facts, if one goes into them honestly, without self-deception, will tell you a lot of things. The same logic that can become the fodder of the ego can also tell you the limits of the ego, can also tell you the baselessness of the ego. So facts are good, mind is good, logic is good. And all these three belong to the same family. Facts, mind, logic. They are good. If one is honest. Because they'll tell you how limited the ego is, how limited the mind is. In fact, that is the only use of logic, to tell you how limited it is. That is the only use of the mind, to take you to the frontier of the mind and then humbly say that this is all I know. This is all I can possibly know. And this is also the only use of fact, to tell you that this is all that can be factually said. And that is it. The moment you come to the limit of the fact, you have already moved into faith. Coming to the limit of the fact is movement into faith. And now the ocean is open. Now the ocean is open. So don't ask yourself, how do I know the truth? That's actually none of our business. The truth itself makes itself known. You limit yourself to the facts, and that is all right. Suffering is a fact, tension is a fact, anger is a fact, deprivation is a fact, poverty is a fact, war is a fact. You go into them. You forget about Paramatma. There is no need. Hurt is a fact. Blood is a fact. You go into blood. Go into that. Forget about the truth. The truth is there. It does not depend on your kind consideration. Truth is not a petitioner. Truth is niralam. It stands without any support. Does not wait the least for your little support. Forget the truth.
This is Krishnamurti's way. But you said that it strengthens the ego.
So that's why I use the word honestly. One has to go into it very honestly. And one thing that will assure honesty is suffering. Repeated bouts of suffering. You will have to ask yourself, but then you may come up and say, sir, there are people who are numbed down by suffering. The more they suffer, the more they become insensitive to suffering. Then, as we said, pray. What else? The ways of the truth are mysterious. You never know what it is up to. Let it do what it wants to. It may have something special in store for them. Surrender. Who are you to change somebody's course? You do what you must do, and then just
even someone who's deep into suffering eventually would have to, even someone who's deep into suffering would eventually have to look honestly for the causes of.
he will have to, yes. But then when somebody says that there are people who have become so thick-skinned that nothing touches them, yes, there is factual. There are such people.
So first and foremost, responsibility is towards our mind.
That's what. Remember we said, when there are such people, do nothing else. Become a Buddha. And you will become such a great insult that the world will have to take note of you. That this way of living is possible. The ego is very sensitive towards a Buddha. It's allergic. The moment it senses a Buddha even in 5,000 kilometers vicinity, something starts shaking in the ego. Some vibration starts reaching it. So forget about them. Take care of yourself. In some senses, a Buddha does not relieve the world of its suffering. The Buddha first of all exposes the suffering. Because exposure is relief. Exposure itself is relief. Not a great master, a great insult. If that fellow can live in that way, why am I making a mess of my life? Here is a bird that is flying. What makes me live caged? I keep on saying that this is not practical, one cannot live like this. Here is a living proof that this is practical. And life can be lived like this. Whom are you deceiving by repeatedly asserting that no, this is not practical? And that is your greatest weapon, right? That no, what you are saying sounds good, but this is not the way life is. What you are saying is too ideal. One cannot live like this. Well, here is the proof that yes, life can be lived like this. Now where will you hide? What excuse will you give to yourself? The Buddha blasts all your excuses. You have nowhere to hide now. He's a slab. Is he not? You say, I have to act like a coward because otherwise this will happen, that will happen. And there he is, standing naked. Nothing happens. I have to be cunning, otherwise the world will exploit me. There he is. Nothing has happened to him. I have to take care of the future, otherwise this will happen, that will happen. There he is, absolutely futureless. I have to take care of the family and the kingdom, otherwise who will take care of my father's property and my wife and my little son? There he is. What will you do now? What will you do? There is one thing that you can do. Declare him a god. And escape. Let's see, this was not practical for human beings. But he is not a human being at all.
Avatar. Jagre avatar.
एक मंदिर बना दो, उसे बिठा दो, तो भी काम करो.
In a way, this trick is very nice, Increase the distance, place him somewhere at a very high position, and that always ensures that I don't have to reach it.
And that is why you will never look at that part of the Buddha which show him to be as ordinary as you are. You will never accept that he fought the same battles. And if you see a part of him that resembles any bit of you, you will want to suppress that part. Because he is an avatar. How can anything in his life be similar to your life? You will not accept that he is just like you. You will not accept that. If you find any frailty on his part, you will not acknowledge it. He too suffers the same things. He too is attacked. In fact, in Buddhist literature, the Buddha is constantly attacked by the god of temptation, Mara. Constantly attacked. He too suffers from the... You will not acknowledge that. He is fighting the same battles, living the same life, eating the same food. His physical structure is very much the same as ours. And to have a body is to physically conditioned. He too is physically conditioned. He is hurt, he feels angry, he feels hungry. His body gets diseased. And Siddhartha Gautam died of physical disease. But you will not accept any of that. You will suppress that. You will say, no. Born perfect. Son of God. Not born perfect. One like you. Very much like you. But then that makes things all the more difficult for us, right? Very much like us, yet so different from us. so much like us and yet so different from us. On one end, he is just one among us, and on the other end, he is absolutely far away. Now this is ridiculous, unacceptable, too demanding. We don't accept this. Bury the evidence. Don't look at the fact.